Adults. I don't know what happens with this kid. He may go to South Carolina and everything be all right, and it's a good story, But now he's been tagged with the rest of these adults, and they're going to treat him as an adult, which I don't think is fair, at this point. Yes, if he knows anything about it, he should pay for what he did. But it's not like he orchestrated the whole thing, Angry Black Man saying these people wanted $100K for his services. And listen to what Angry Black Man just said. I'm going to read this again in the Wait a Minute Show chat room. He said his people wanted $100,000 for his services. $100,000. I am not saying that he should have did it. And this is my Chris Rock, but I understand. $100,000. If they are wanting $100,000 for his services, obviously they are making millions off of this kid. Potential millions. And they'll just cast him to the side because there'll be another family and there'll be another player that's just as good as him, if not better. And they'll want money, and maybe they'll say, you know what, we'll do it for 80 because the heat's on y'all. Give us 50. But at the end of the day, this kid is the one that gets labeled with it. With all these adults making these decisions. I just don't know if I was 18, 17 at that point, and you throw 100,000 at me. I mean, as much as I'm like, nah, I've been taught better than that. I'm probably gonna still lay down and at least think about 100,000. This sound good. I'm only gonna be here, yeah. But that's where the parents and the adults are supposed to step in, on this. So with this FBI thing, I told you, I think it's going to go deeper than that. Hopefully it scared some of these, folks from doing these things. But I also think that this goes back. I'm not going to go in depth about this, but it also goes back to what I think about getting some of these kids some type of money. I'm not saying you got to pay them like an employee because they don't want to work for the university, but they are making you money. And I think they need to be compensated for something, not $100,000. I ain't gonna say that, but at least if you're getting money the legal way, maybe you won't do the illegal way. Maybe. Shouts out to my man Grego, who's in the building as well. Appreciate you for joining in, sir. So we're getting to the meat and potatoes of the show. We still have not talked about, Luke Walton and Lavar Ball situation. And we're going to talk about the the NFL playoffs that's coming up this weekend. So before we do that, we're going to take another break and then we'll come back, get into some more basketball, and then we'll get into this NFL playoffs. And I will give you my picks, and hopefully the refs don't mess me up, or the Chiefs don't the Chiefs won't because they're not in the playoffs anymore, but hopefully nobody mess up my perfect prediction. But we'll be back in just a moment.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Vince Wright, the sports governor from the great state of Minnesota. Join the rest of us sports zombies on 2 Live Stews Radio. That's right, the boys are back. Doug, Ryan, and the rest of us, including me, the sports gov of Minnesota, Vince Wright, also known to the ladies as the Big Smooth. Keep it tuned here, that's right, 2 Live Stews Radio.
All music artists, lend me your ear. Looking for that hot beat to make your next hit? Go to farrelljaromusic.com. Tired of paying for overpriced studio time for mediocre beats? Go to farrelljaromusic.com. farrelljaromusic.com offers industry quality hip-hop, trap, R&B, and pop beats that will take your creativity to the next level. We know it's hard to find dope beats out there, so don't waste any more time searching YouTube or whack beat-selling websites. Go to farrelljaromusic.com today to cop the beat for your next hit. Mixing and mastering services available too. Once again, go to farrowjaromusic.com. That's FARROJARRO music.com for the hottest beats in the game.
This is number one Chief Rocker Jersey Vern on a Recap Monday doing his recap show. We're going to talk about sports, entertainment. We're going to have call interviews, on the spot calls. This is just a show that will bring nothing but passion and joy and understanding to all the listeners on the Two Live Stews radio platform. The number one Chief Rocker Jersey Vern.
This is Key C from the
Kicking It With Key C show.
on the newly rebranded Two Live Stews Radio Network. We will continue to bring you the hottest, most interesting guests and commentary in the areas of social, politics, culture, music, and more. Continue to tune in.
Give it to you.
Yo, what's good? This is Trey Frazier on the staff. This is the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Make sure y'all tune in to us every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time.
He's the brain of operations.
I'm telling you right now, book it.
And him, he's along for the ride. But together, they bring you sports like you've never heard before. The Wait a Minute Show, a new way of discussing today's trending sports topics. And now, back to the show with your host, Jolani J.B. Bodie.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again. It is your man, Jelani J.B. Bodie, and Lopan is in here as well. Yes, Lopan. You don't need to say that when I say you're in here. They know you're in here because I said you're in here. All right? So chill out. But shouts out to my man, Info Man Show, who is also in the building. Appreciate you for dropping in, sir. And I said this at the last break, and I'm going to say it again. Please, ladies and gentlemen, my man, DJ Knox, is running a coat drive and care package donation out of the Jersey area. So if you would like to participate, it's very easy to do. Just contact 551-232-9964. Again, 551-232-9964. They will take coats, they will take blankets, they will take toothbrush, they will take soap, washcloth, etc. Help these folks out during this cold weather season. So before we went to the break, I told you we were going to get into the Lavar Ball situation. So I'm going to touch base on this and give, my little 2 cents. And shouts out to my man, Gary G. Money Joyner, who just joined in as well. Lavar is in the news as always. So it's nothing new. He made the comment basically about Luke Walton saying, he lost the locker room and all this stuff. And ESPN put this report out there. And now everyone is blowing up, and everyone is chiming in. Stan Van Gundy of the Detroit Pistons, head coach of the Detroit Pistons, saying basically he's thinking about not doing any interviews with ESPN and not, holding the production meeting and all that stuff. Rick Carlisle has stepped up and said some stuff about LeVar in defense of Luke Walton. Steve Kerr basically called LeVar Ball the Kardashian of the NBA, and basically saying all this stuff that we, that we're talking about is just a bunch of hoopla and it's just ridiculous because we're letting them get away with it. Now, on the flip side of that, Frank Isola from Sirius Radio NBA, and he's a writer and all that stuff. Now, he pointed out, he makes a very valid point. He said that, he doesn't understand why people are making as big of a deal out of the whole LeVar Ball situation of him saying stuff because other players' parents have made comments or other players' family members have made comments as well. He's made the point of Aisha Curry, which is Steph's wife. She's made comments. They talked about Mama Durant, which is Kevin Durant's mother. She's made comments. They talked about Draymond Green, his mother, made comments, about certain things. Now, he's absolutely right. I think the biggest difference, with this whole LaVar Ball thing is that he has the biggest platform out of all those people. And he has the lengthiest, for lack of a better word, platform out of all those people. Mama Durant, she said what she had to say, and then basically after a week or two or whatever, it moved on. It's not like LaVar has been talking, I think, since high school, before Lonzo went to UCLA, and he's been talking. So we're pretty much on a year and a half, basically this dude being on TV, talking. It hasn't been a continuous match or the continuous talk like that from a Mama Durant or and I like saying Mama Durant because it is Mama Durant. You better watch your mouth. Mama Durant will set you straight. But Mama Durant, Aisha Curry, the other people that I mentioned, Draymond's mother, yes, they have made it, but it hasn't been a lengthy story. And I think the other thing is that ESPN, they got reporters over in Lithuania to basically get anything out of LaVar to say something. And I've been saying this from the get-go. We all know someone like this. And the only way, if you want it to go away, you got to go the Patriots way. And what I mean by that is Ron to whoever else. Or you go to Marshawn Lynch. Yeah. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Or next comment. Or next question. That's the only way you make this thing go away. Now, LaVar, he has every right to state his opinion. If someone is going to ask him a question, if someone's going to put a mic in his front of him so he can speak, he's going to speak. Now, I don't think I really recall like LaVar going out of his way to call someone or to hold a conference or, to go completely out of his way to say something about it. I think a lot of times someone asks him a question, he says what's on his mind. Do I think he's going too far? Yes. I think that the reason he does it, though, is because it works for him. It works for him. Now, everybody says, they're sorry for Lonzo and all that stuff. I do feel sorry for Lonzo because, again, you got people that take it out on him for what his father say. Lonzo has never said any of this stuff that LaVar has said. So I don't understand why people, wish, him getting dunked on and all this stuff. I just don't get that because of his father's mouth, But as far as like with the Luke Walton situation, I get it. And in pieces of it, I do, agree with. It's just like, you're very outspoken. You're going to say what you have to say. But it still has to be, at some point, at some time, that it's just like, you know what? I'm just not going to say anything. For the betterment of you, of the situation, so it doesn't get any worse, because him saying that Luke Walton lost, is losing the team or he lost the locker room or anything. One person put it, that's a broad, statement. It doesn't mean necessarily that all the players are just saying, you know what, F you, Luke, and all that stuff. It could be a lot of times, and Frank Isola pointed this out, he was correct. He's saying, look, they talking about LeBron may come here, Paul George may come here, and if these people come here, they're going to get match contracts. Guess what? People got to go. So amongst this whole thing, you want me to listen to what you trying to say or want me to play team ball and all this stuff, and I'm fighting for my next contract or fighting to get on another team? So maybe that's where it may be a little bit of he lost, the locker room. But All you got to do, next question. Just make up your mind. You're not going to answer any questions.